Right, this is video number 2 of the Ninja woodfire. So the last time I kind of started halfway through the process, so I just wanted to go from the beginning here just so you get a good idea of it. Obviously we got the quick start guide there which will take you through these steps, but I do like the smoky flavour, so for me it's all about the hopper. So when you buy the Ninja grill, you get a couple of bags of the pellets which are specially designed for the Ninja. So as they say on there, it's not about fuel in this instance, it's about flavour. So these are going to be slow burn pellets. So you can see there we've filled up our hopper. There's a couple that kind of were left over from the last one, so I'll just put, so we're going to pop those into the hopper. That just clicks right down, so everything on it is relatively easy. And then we're going to turn on our power, so there's no sign on there at the moment. So again, I'm going to go for grill in this instance. So we're going to do a grill for the food that we want to eat. I'm going to not talk too much because we're quite hungry. So we're looking at about 20 minutes here to get our chicken again cooked. So dial takes us to the type of cook that we want. So we've turned it round to grill. You can see it presets to high at 16, and then if we press start, then it goes to pre. We want to use our woodfire flavour technology. So once we press that, that's going to take us to an ignite function. So essentially the preset kind of process, if you like, is step 1, the ignition. Is going to light these lovely pellets that we've got in the hopper here, and that's a pretty quick process. I want to say we're looking at about 5 minutes, and we'll start to see the smoke coming out, and we'll get that lovely smell as well. So in there at the moment we've got a combination of the 2 bags that we get. So we've got the robust blend, which I think is a kind of heavier smoke flavour, and over here this is the all-purpose blend, which we've been using for our cooks so far. So with the bags that you get with the Ninja from the box, I think we are on cook number 3. We've used about a bag of those pellets, so we will need to top those up with some got here. So we like the peri chicken, you probably saw that on the other video. We've got a bit of a mixture there. We've got a sauce. We've not marinated those, so we've got chicken thighs this time rather than legs. We've not actually marinated those, so there's a bit of oil on there. There's the rub just to crisp that skin up, and obviously the sauce is going to soak through the meat, and we'll give that a baste when we get halfway through the bake, when we're encouraged to flip it by the very intelligent Ninja woodfire over here. And then we've also got some pork belly there, which again we got some of that peri rub. I think it came pre-marinated. So what we found from cook 1 is, although these have both got a preset cooking time, sorry that's our dog in the background, these have both got a preset cooking time, and it's 16 minutes I think after you've gone through the preheat function. What we did find is that you've got to keep an eye on these, because they can quite quickly become a little bit, not overcooked, but quite chewy because of the fat content. So we want to really, ideally, we would have kept that on a lower temperature and then seared it at the end. And that's another good function, I suppose, is that the combination of functions that you got on here means that you can actually, you could use your smoker function to put something on low and slow and really build that flavour, and then put it on the grill just to get that sear on, get that a bit of that burnt taste. So we have got the bits that came with the unit. We haven't bought the flat griddle, so we do get a kind of serrated grill pan, I'll show you there. And over here you get a crisper tray. So obviously, aside from our cleaning sponge, this is what you get with your setup. So you get 2 bags of the pellets, you get the scoop, which is the perfect kind of content to fill up your hopper. And then we invested in a meat temperature tester, just so we can make sure that that internal temperature means that our meat is cooked. Actually, what I found is, that's always useful. You want to make sure that you're not killing anybody with undercooked meat, but this pretty much does it for you. So if you watch the other video, we put some chicken legs on there. We're looking at a cook time of 16 minutes after it had preheated, and hopefully you saw the results of that, and it was absolutely delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go through its preheat process, and then we'll get our meat on there, and through the magic of editing I will rejoin you. And so I've just gone through the preheat function, which, as per yesterday's video, that involves filling up your smoker here. So you're going to go through your ignite process to heat those pellets, get that smoke flavour going through, and then there's a preheat function that's about 5 minutes just to get your grill plate up to temperature. As you can see here, we have 2 types of meats. We have some lovely chicken thighs, so they are bone in, and we've got some peri peri rub and sauce on them, and then we've got some belly pork over here. So what we're going to do is, this kind of heats to a standard, I think 16 minutes, but what we found yesterday, or was it the day before, this is cook 3, is we found that we just left those belly pork baked in a little bit too long. So I'm going to go skin down. So what you'll see is we've got a decent sized grill here to get on. Straight away, because we're up to temperature, you can hear that sizzle. So I'm going to get these on there. And I'm just going to leave it probably about 2 minutes before we put the belly pork on. I just want to knock a couple of minutes off that time, just so that we catch it at exactly the right time, so to speak. So we've got 2 sets of tongs because we're handling 2 different sets of meat. Set over there. So we've got our chicken on. We've got some lovely leftover juices in here, which we will got like an egg wash brush, which we'll brush that on once we get to our flip side. So halfway through, it's going to give us a little prompt to flip our meat over, so we get a nice char on both sides. So for this one, the pellets that we've got are the pellets that come with the kit. So we've got an all-purpose blend even, which I think is a little less smoky, so that's something for everybody there. So we've got cherry, maple and oak, and then for this one we've got a little bit of hickory as well, so that sounds like a good match for the pork. So what we're going to do is, these meats that we're cooking right now, they're going to be for us to eat, and then we are going to give our smoker a good go. So I'll capture that on video a little bit later, but that's been marinating for about 24 hours in piri piri sauce. That's kind of our preferred sauce, so kind of family friendly in that you've got a bit of lemon, herbs, nothing too strong. The barbecue sauces that we got, we probably, with hindsight, we should have got a rub rather than a sauce, so it felt like a lot of the flavour actually burnt off that one, whereas when it was resting we put a little bit on top. Gave it that smoky flavour, that barbecue flavour, which just added to what we've already got from the Ninja. So you can see there we're on high of 60 minutes. I'm just going to press start again just to reignite that smoker, and then we've got our meats cooking away there. So again, quick recap of what we've got as cooking options. We've got the smoker, which is, I think, for the kind of, we've got a pork shoulder which we've marinated, so I think we're looking at 5 to 6 hours there, which sounds like a lot, but when you think of a smoker, that's kind of a many hour process. So this just does everything a lot quicker and a lot less fuss. Grill is our go-to for our barbecue meats, because what's not to love about having perfect chicken or other meats in 16 minutes. Air fry, we do actually have the Ninja air fryer as well, They are quite big units if you've not got the biggest of kitchens, so this has been a really nice addition, is that this is something that we can get out and put in the garden, and it's the best of both worlds really. So with hindsight, we probably could have got just the wood fire and used that as our air fryer, because you do get the basket with the unit itself. So yeah, you could basically buy this as you go to air fryer. And then we got, I've not tried the other ones, but roast, bake and dehydrate. So dehydrates to make your jerkies and that kind of stuff. All of those you can use your wood fire flavour technology button to get a smoky taste. So I'd be quite interested actually in getting some beef and trying that out and seeing just how it tastes. Reheat is your, as it says, it's just for reheating food. So I think that's the only option where you can't do the wood fire flavour technology. So I'm going to edit this bit out because we're going to add our pork, and then I will show you the end product. Okay, so we're now at the halfway point. Telling us that we need to flip our food over. Let's have a little look at that. So again, you can see that the meat's taken on lovely smoky colour. So we've got a set of tongs for our chicken. See, that's just starting to take on the bottom there. So we've cooked these. You can get chicken, I think chicken thighs flavour-wise probably best. Obviously having them deboned means that you can just take a nice big juicy bite out of the chicken. But for a barbecue, I think it's probably going to mean that they just reduce down too much. So we added our pork steaks later to the cook because we had some of these day before yesterday, and they were a little bit, I think they were a bit overcooked, a bit chewy, because obviously, as clever as this thing is, it's not going to realise I've got two different types of meat on here. So it's just going to cook for 17 minutes. So we have invested also in a meat temperature gauge as well, which we've got separately. So I'm just going to close the lid again, just so we don't lose all that smoky flavour. So we got about 6 minutes. I'm going to take the pork, the belly pork ribs off probably after another 2 minutes, and we'll just check what kind of texture we got, make sure they're not too chewy, and then we're going to leave our chicken on there for the full recommended time, and we're just going to make sure that that's cooked through before we serve it up. So hopefully you're enjoying these mini videos on the Ninja Woodfire. I know it might be a bit misleading that my channel says gaming content, but I didn't want to create another one just to put these reviews on. So a lot of what I do on YouTube does relate to VR gaming, and in particular a game called Ghost of Tabor, where we just it's more of a hobby, just capturing my footage and then using some basic editing and popping them on YouTube just to see if there's any interest. So these are the Woodfire, well, not a review as such. I did a review video, a brief review video. That's my first one. So this is just going through a couple of pointers as we run through the cooking process and get familiar with the machine. So yeah, as I said in the first video, I find it really user friendly, and we're currently bank holiday in the UK. The rain clouds have gone away for a little bit, and you know what that means? That means the barbecue comes out, and we're all looking forward to a nice barbecue, nice smoky barbecue meal. I'll catch you at the end when we're ready to serve up. Okay, so this is the second cook of the day. We've just had a lovely barbecue of chicken thighs in piri sauce and some belly pork. So we cooked the belly pork just a little bit longer than the 16 minutes that automatically comes up, which we found made it much better. The other one had a bit more chew to it, so that one was just melting in the mouth, which was perfect. So we are on to our second cook, which is a smoke. So we've got it on smoker. You can see that we've got it on there. So I think it's recommended between 4 to 6 hours on 120 to smoke pork shoulder. which we've marinated for 24 hours in some smoky rub, I believe, and a bit of a mixture that we made up, which included a very secret recipe. So yeah, first step, obviously, it's not obvious if you've not used it before, but the first step was to ignite the pellets in the hopper, which is what generates the smoky flavour. So that's filled up. They're actually burning nice and slowly, which is a good sign. I'm guessing we're probably going to need to top them up about halfway through the cook. So we are, at the moment, we are about 6 PM UK time. So we're going to be checking this just before our bedtime, because we're in work tomorrow. So this is a bank holiday weekend. Enjoyed our barbecue. We're now going to do our smoker. Just going to open it really quickly because I don't want to let the flavour release. But look at that. So that is, what did we say? We said we put it on 6 hours. So within 10 to 15 minutes, it's already starting to take on a nice smoky colour, and that's just going to permeate through the meat. So I will show you once it's all done. Okay, so we didn't film it coming out of the barbecue because it's a little bit later on at night, so quite dark out there, but I think we've probably had something like a 4-hour smoke on this one, and we've given it a little bit of an extra baste at the end. But you can see there, I've started pulling it apart. It's come apart really easily. It's very succulent, I believe is the word. So I'm just going to pull that apart with a fork. It's going apart really easily. We've got the rind there, which hasn't rendered down too much because it's a smoked piece of meat rather than cooked, but I think you'll agree that for the time that we've smoked it, that looks pretty decent. So I'm going to have a bit of a taste test. I think we know what the outcome's going to be. It's going to be delicious. So we've done a barbecue today, and we've done this smoke. So we've done 2 different types of cooking. That's made our tea for one day, and this will make some kind of delicious meal tomorrow. And then I will see what other cooking methods we've got and upload a few more videos, because I always find these kinds of things useful. You get the hints and tips, you get the how-to guides, but excuse me, it's always useful to see people actually use them and see the product. And actually that's pretty idiot proof. Is put it on smoke, set your time, you wait. As I say, we did get a meat thermometer just to make sure that this was cooked before we took it off, because originally I think we'd set this to 6 hours, so in 4 hours maybe, that's the result. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see me cook on the wood fire barbecue.